Hi, I'm Imogen Lamport, coming to answer your colour and style questions. Let's see. I struggle with layering. Any tips? Now, not everybody loves layering, and this has got to be something that it works for you. But it's to be aware that when you are layering, you can't have too much volume on the underlayer. So you really need to have things that fit more closely to your body on the layers on the bottom. If it's too loose, we tend to get lots of folds and excess fabric that then has to be, kind of shoved inside the next garment, and that can be uncomfortable, or it can create extra bulk in that garment. So you'll often find that the layers closest to the skin really need to be fairly fitted, and then we can get looser as we go to the outside. Also thinking about, why are you layering? Is it for weather? Is it because you're living somewhere the mornings are really cold, the afternoons are hot, you need to be able to put on and take off clothing just to be comfortable, that you go, I'm going to start off cold, but later in the day I'm going to be hot, so I'm going to need to, be able to take this jacket off, or take off this thing? Or are you layering because it's about a look? So it really depends on the purpose for layering, because it's not everybody's style. Some people just feel really uncomfortable. They'd rather go, if I'm going outside, I'm going to put on a big heavy coat, and the minute I get inside, I'm just going to have whatever it is I'm wearing. I don't like that layering, versus other people enjoy putting kind of layers of stuff on to create texture and interest and mix patterns and all those sorts of things. So I'm not quite sure why you are struggling with layers. Also too is, if you say, if I need a tighter layer underneath, but then I don't want to take off the outer layer because it's too tight and I don't feel it's flattering on, then that can also be a bit more tricky. So it might be thinking about, maybe this way of layering is not for you. This, and how many layers are we talking? I know in winter I'm often wearing 5 layers, but there are a lot of very fine layers that all fit quite smoothly on top of each other. So as well, and I would never, in the middle of winter, I don't ever need to take off my outer layers because I never get hot enough. I'm always cold. But in summer or spring and autumn, when I do layer, I will be thinking about, if I need to take this jacket off, am I happy with how the underlayer works? Like, each layer has to work in itself, as well as working together. So it is thinking about both those aspects when you are thinking about layering. It's what's that purpose of it? So that might be something to think about. And then if I am layering where I'm expecting to take layers off, then I might layer in a slightly different way. I might have a, undershirt layer, like I'll use, camis and things like that. Kind of a Spencer in the old lady terms when I was growing up. I'll use some sort of kind of undergarment layer if I know that I might need to take my jacket off, but I don't want to be wearing something so skin tight. I want to wear something a little bit looser, like this blouse. But I know that I would be a bit cold if I didn't have that undergarment layer on. So then I might put something underneath that's on skin tight, but it's never going to be seen. And potentially if I got too hot, I could go to the bathroom if I was out somewhere and take that layer off if needed. So I do have some tips on my blogs on layering, and it's also thinking about necklines and how they work together. That having a V-neck with a round neck doesn't usually work quite as well together if you're laying a cardigan or something. So it's thinking about, do those necklines work together? What are the shapes that are working together? And as I mentioned before, if an underlayer has a lot of volume, it can be very hard to get your arms into sleeves and things like that. If you've got some massive bat wing sleeve, that's just not a layering top. So it could be looking at what you're trying to layer as well. So hopefully there's a few little tips there for you to give you some ideas on layering, and maybe where you are struggling, because that's part of the question. There's so many different kind of aspects that we can come at this little question with. So thanks for your question. Please keep sending them to me, Imogen@InsideOutStyleBlog.com, and I will chat to you again soon. Bye for now.